Yeah, maybe talk a little bit about what you think the impact has been in terms of, the effectiveness of your organization, advancing the mission, um, the governance process itself. Um, Talk a little bit about those impacts then. What kind of changes do you see now?
I think from my perspective, and I wasn't there before we first used board checkup, um, but even in the few years I have been on the board, I think we're more efficient, we communicate better, we get more work done. Um, what's done between board meetings and during board meetings is a lot more than we previously would have been achieving. I think when you can have that conversation of seeing we didn't get a great score on X on how we run a meeting, that being able to have that conversation and people voicing how they feel does leave you it things can improve. You take steps to make it better, and that it's everyone involved in the board can give their input on that. It's not the chair going, I know how to make everything better and I'm going to unilaterally make this decision. It's a conversation, and it's a great starting point to say, okay, we haven't done very well here. What steps can we take to improve it? And whilst, as I said earlier, not everything has worked or stuck, we have found a lot of processes that have. And then it has the knock on effect of, if you're more efficient, you are getting through more work, you are ensuring that your governance is in place and that all the policies and procedures and everything that you need to look after are being dealt with. Um, I think just efficiency is a big one. And even in comparison to other organizations, as I said, we're a member of AFS, and they had an online training this year for board members. And there was a suggestion around doing a self-assessment of board meetings and how they went. And we kind of looked at it and went, oh, we already ask all of this. We already know these answers, and this is stuff that we do. That I think in some ways we're ahead of the curve on this kind of stuff because we have been engaging in this self-assessment for 5 years now. Um, and there is always room for improvement. And as board members change, opinions change and views change, but we're just a slicker operation, I think, on how we get things done. And the hiccups and issues that may have arisen before have just been smoothed out. As Kevin said, the induction, I think every year I've been involved, something new has been added that's been a learning from, whether it be board checkup or something else we've used or done during the year, and we've spotted actually this will be useful to do. It sets board members up better when they join day one. And I think we have more satisfied board members, and as a result, who are more engaged and who are more likely to stay involved. It just kind of has a knock-on impact on everything.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's also been really powerful in terms of focusing on our mission, in terms of anything that would come up that we might be doing new. I know when we go to a board meeting to introduce that idea that I'm going to be asked, well, how does this deliver our mission? And it's kind of a focus as well, kind of around the policies that we develop around equality and inclusivity, looking at kind of best practice in terms of expanding the kind of areas that we go, the partnerships that we build, reaching out to organizations as organizations that can introduce us to constituencies that we mightn't otherwise be able to access. And I think that's been really important as we've got better at doing what we're doing, and as the board has got less involved in the nitty-gritty of the operational day-to-day, they have been much more able to focus and ask those questions to me and to the management team in terms of, well, it's a good idea, but isn't that a bit kind of not really focusing on our mission? You know, it's a quick opportunity that you can have, and maybe it looks good, but is it really what we should be doing? And I think that's been a really good check on us as well. And in that sense, it's the kind of the conscience of the organization, I think, that the role that the board plays, and it really works well with the staff team also, and we have a very powerful day-long joint board full staff team session at the beginning of every year in January, kind of finalizing the work plan for the year and how that fits into our strategy. And it gets real interesting because it's the board gets to see the challenges that the staff team face, and then the staff team begin to kind of think more. It refocuses them in terms of looking at mission and kind of, well, why are we doing all of this?
I think there's some more changes that we do intend to make that have actually come out of not last year's board checkup, the previous year, but then COVID hit, which changed our plans, but kind of refocusing the idea of brainstorming, that's something we're probably not as strong on, having brainstorming sessions, because sometimes agendas are just full with business and policies and signing off on things like that. And we had specifically said after, I think it was the one in 2019, that we'd look at maybe doing a weekend long meeting where you do your normal stuff on a Saturday and you could build in a workshop around whatever the topic might be on another day. We haven't actually had an opportunity to roll that out, as none of us have met in person since January 2020. But again, like Kevin said, it's refocusing on kind of what our purpose as a board is, and reminding you that it's not just the ticking the box day-to-day things that we do at every meeting, that there is space for us to look at things in a broader light and what other ways we might be able to achieve our mission.